expenses are 100, and what do I get in the bottom is 600. This 600, friends, is known as gross profit. Are you with me? Yeah. So yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, sure.
This is more towards manufacturing or trading processing companies.
Okay.
Learn from an industry which is in service. For
Yeah.
example,
Yeah.
I'll give you an example of the project what I execute. I execute a project for designing of a map or a designing of a layout.
Yeah.
In which, for Pune Metro, I have designed it. But that, the cost of the project, say 10 lakh rupees, I don't have material cost. Zero. I don't have manufacturing expenses.
Right.
Again, zero.
Correct.
But I have my intellectual team working.
I understood your question, and let me finish it. Your answer will get automatically answered.
Thank you.
I have understood your question. Okay, so now what you have is sales minus the material cost minus the manufacturing expenses. What you get in your hand is known as gross profit. Now please understand, you call it gross profit, you call it gross margin, or you call it gross profit margin. They all mean the same thing. Some people also call it as gross contribution. So you call it gross contribution. It's all the same. Now, please understand why I am going in so much of nitty-gritty. Because I want all the doubts of yours get clarified forever. So when somebody is talking about the gross profit, when somebody is talking about the gross margin, when somebody is talking about the gross profit margin, when somebody is talking about the gross contribution, you should not have any doubt in your mind. You know what is he talking about. And what he is talking about is sales minus material cost minus the manufacturing expenses. That is the figure he is talking about. Are you with me?
Yes.
Right? And remember, these two things put together, the material cost and the manufacturing expenses put together, is also known as COGS, cost of goods sold. तो मैं आपसे कह रहा था कि दुनिया में जितने भी बिजनेस टर्न अराउंड होते हैं या एक्सेप्शनली वेल करते हैं is because the owner of those businesses had a fantastic understanding of finance. And the example that immediately comes to my mind is Dhirubhai Ambani. And please understand, Dhirubhai Ambani was not a chartered accountant. Dhirubhai Ambani was not an MBA. He never went to IIMs for study. He went to IIMs for giving degrees to those MBA graduates. And please also understand, the businesses which struggle anywhere in the world, primarily the reason is the owner of that business has no understanding of finance. And since he does not have the understanding of finance, all the time he is depending on the people whom he think that they have a good understanding of finance. And remember, अगर मुझे कुछ मालूम नहीं है तो मेरा जजमेंट कभी सही हो नहीं सकता, क्योंकि मैं सोच रहा हूं, मैं कब सोच सकता हूं कि ये आदमी की नॉलेज अच्छी है फाइनेंस के बारे में, जब मेरी फाइनेंस के बारे में नॉलेज अच्छी होगी, isn't it? जब मैं डॉक्टर नहीं हूं, मैं किसी को क्वालिफाई कर सकता हूं कि आप डॉक्टर हो. And my objective in this program today is to empower you with that tool, with that understanding of finance, that tomorrow when you go back to your business, you should be able to talk to your chartered accountant confidently. You should be able to talk to your finance people confidently. You should be able to talk to your auditor confidently. You should be able to talk to your bankers confidently. Owners की अगर finance की understanding strong नहीं है, that owner is experiencing handicap, and that handicap is to be removed. So sales minus everybody, sales minus. And what you get in your hand is gross profit. You also call it as contribution. Right. Now what you do is, from this figure of gross profit, you minus something which is known as SG&A. और ये रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, बहुत सिंपल है. SG&A का मतलब क्या है? सेलिंग, जनरल and administrative expenses. Are you with me? Right? So आप क्या करिए, आपके जो gross profit है उसमें से क्या माइनस करिए, आप उसमें से माइनस करिए SG&A, selling, general and administrative expenses. What you will, let's say that this SG&A is 100, what you get in your hand is 500. This 500, somebody was, I think lady was raising this question, EBITDA. Now this is your EBITDA. This is your EBITDA. EBITDA का मतलब क्या है? EBITDA का मतलब है earning before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. That is EBITDA. अब मैं आपको बताऊं, you know, I had a good fortune of working with Mr. Mittal, Lakshminivas Mittal. He is the steel tycoon of the globe. ArcelorMittal is one company. Okay. EBITDA is earning before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. I will explain everything to you. Don't worry about it. ये पूरा खत्म नहीं हुआ है. जब खत्म होगा तो मैं आपको बोल दूंगा कि ये खत्म हो गया. So that is what is EBITDA. Mr. Mittal every quarter will send a mail to all the senior executives in the group. And I was with them for 6 years. And in those 6 years, I noticed that all the mails of Mr. Mittal that came every quarter or in between highlighted only 3 things. Highlighted only 3 things. And why I am sharing this with you, because you know Mr. Mittal is the business tycoon, he is the steel tycoon of the world, and I just want you to become familiarized as to how the people at that level, उनके दिमाग में क्या चलता है. Mr. Mittal, the first thing he would talk about is health and safety. Health and safety. ArcelorMittal is a company which is into making of steel and in mining, and I'm sure you can understand mining is little bit fraught with risk, and therefore health and safety was something that Mr. Mittal would personally monitor. So this function, he is the chairman of the company, he is the CEO of the company group, and he would monitor it. Second thing that he would highlight is reduce the debt. तो हर मेल में मिस्टर मित्तल लिखते थे सबको, let us work to reduce the debt, reduce the borrowing, reduce the borrowing. And third thing that he would always highlight, and that was EBITDA. EBITDA. So Mr. Mittal का जो भी मेल होता था EBITDA, 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 EBITDA. तो मैं चाहता हूं कि अब आप मुझे बताएं कि why in your view Mr. Mittal health and safety can be understood. समझ सकते हैं हम लोग, yes or no? सीधी सी बात है, बिजनेस में है तो health and safety of people that working with you become your personal responsibility. The question is, why Mr. Mittal will talk about EBITDA? All of you.
That all elements are controllable by people, inside people, and the rest of the things will influenced by government regulations.
Okay, very good, very good. What else?
That is the final result.
And देखो एक चीज बताता हूँ, आप आंसर दो, आप क्वेश्चन पूछो या ना पूछो परवाह नहीं, लेकिन आपके दिमाग में क्वेश्चन आना जरूर चाहिए. आप आंसर दो या ना दो परवाह नहीं, पर आपके दिमाग में आंसर आना जरूर चाहिए. रिमेंबर, जिंदगी में हमें लाइफ में ऊपर आने में सबसे बड़ी जो चीज मदद करती है, और मैं आपको डायरेक्टली बताता हूं विदाउट गोइंग राउंड अबाउट, सबसे ज्यादा जो चीज हमको जिंदगी में मदद करती है ऊपर आने में, वो है हमारी थिंकिंग पावर. यस और नो? आर यू विद मी? इजंट इट? तो अगर जितना भी कोई आदमी लाइफ में जितना ऊपर जाता है, उसके पीछे सबसे बड़ा कॉन्टेक्स्ट सेकेंडरी, रिलेशन सेकेंडरी, बैकग्राउंड सेकेंडरी, लेगेसी सेकेंडरी. बिकॉज कितने सारे बिजनेसेस हैं, सब कुछ मिला लेके डुबा दिया, लेकिन कितने सारे बिजनेस हैं कुछ भी नहीं था लेकिन पूरी एम्पायर का थिंकिंग पावर. सो आई वुड लाइक ऑल ऑफ यू टू थिंक व्हेनेवर आई एम आस्किंग यू अ क्वेश्चन. आप आंसर दो या तो बर्बाद नहीं, बट एक आंसर आपके दिमाग में आना चाहिए, और चूंकि आंसर आ गया है तो वे दे डालो. क्यों सवाल के रखने का उसको? प्लीज, आपका भी भला होगा और बाकी लोगों को भी भला होगा. ऑलराइट, सो कम बैक. व्हाई EBITDA is so important?
EBITDA is the final result of business.
Final result of
Business profit and loss.
business profit and loss account. Yes, very good. Of course, you're very good. Yep.
Performance and the efficiency of
Performance and efficiency. Yes, of course. What else? What else?
Helps in cost cutting.
हेल्प्स विद कॉस्ट कटिंग, यस व्हाट इज। अब देखिए ये फिगर जो है, ये जो फिगर है, आप सब बिजनेसमैन हैं, ये फिगर आपके लिए अमृत के बराबर है। ये जो एबिटा है, ये एबिटा नहीं है, ये आपके बिजनेस की लाइफलाइन है। और ये आपके बिजनेस की लाइफलाइन क्यों, समझ के लीजिए। एबिटा को कैश ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट भी कहते हैं, लिख लीजिए कहीं ना कहीं, you can just write down. EBITDA is also known as cash operating profit. EBITDA को कैश ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट भी कहते हैं। अब जरा समझ के लीजिए कि इसको कैश ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट क्यों कहते हैं। और देखो मैंने जो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस बताता हूं मैं आपको कि लोग है ना फाइनेंस से घबराते हैं। टिपिकली मैंने देखा है, पीपल आर अफ्रेड ऑफ फाइनेंस। और मैं आपको बोलूं कि दुनिया में अगर सबसे आसान कोई चीज है, इट इज फाइनेंस। पैसे की भाषा है, सबको बराबर समझती है, पढ़े को भी समझती है और अनपढ़ को तो ज्यादा समझती है। नहीं तो धीरूभाई अंबानी नहीं होते थे। ये जो एबिटा है, इसको कैश ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट क्यों कहते हैं, पहले समझ लो कि कैश ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट का मतलब क्या है। सिंपल है, कैश ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट का मतलब ये है कि आपके ऑपरेशन से आपके हाथ में कितना कैश आ रहा है, इजंट इट। ऑपरेशन से आ रहा है तो ऑपरेटिंग हो गया, कैश आ रहा है तो कैश हो गया। अब इनकम में से खर्चा माइनस करके आ रहा है तो कैश ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट हो गया। अब ये एबिटा क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये एबिटा इसलिए इंपॉर्टेंट है कि ये फिगर आपका जितना मजबूत होगा उतने लंबा आपका बिजनेस चलेगा, यस और नो, isn't it? So जितना stronger is your EBITDA, longer is going to be life of your business. Not only longer is going to be life of your business, समझ के लीजिए, somebody was asking this question कि अगर मैं इन्वेस्टर्स के पास जाऊं फंड रेज करने के लिए, तो फंड रेज करने के लिए मुझे कैसे मेरे P&L को दिखाना चाहिए, कैसे मुझे बैलेंस शीट दिखाना चाहिए। वो लोग क्या देखते हैं before they lend you what they look at is how is your EBITDA। समझ के लीजिए क्यों EBITDA इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज मैं आपको कर्जा दे रहा हूं, क्यों दे रहा हूं मैं आपको कर्जा, ताकि नंबर 1 आप मुझे टाइम टू टाइम इंटरेस्ट देते रहें। आर यू विद मी everybody, isn't it? If I am lending you money, why am I lending you money? I am lending you money so that you are able to service that loan from time to time. That means you are able to pay interest to me from time to time. अब आप मुझे बताइए कहां से आप इंटरेस्ट देंगे, जेब से निकाल के तो नहीं देंगे, घर बेच के तो नहीं देंगे, कहां से देंगे आप इंटरेस्ट, आप देंगे इंटरेस्ट आपकी EBITDA में से। Are you with me? So if your EBITDA is good, as a lender I will consider your proposal favorably. Not only you have to pay interest, but you also have to repay the loan. And how will you repay the loan? For repaying the loan, you are not supposed to sell off your assets once again. You are expected to repay the loan from your EBITDA. Are you with me? Yes. And that is the reason why EBITDA is important. क्या मतलब है कहने का? मतलब यह है कहने का कि आप सब लोग एज ए बिजनेसमैन don't look at too many things. Look at few things, and that is what Mr. Mittal will do. That is what Mr. Tata will do. This is how Mr. Ambani would do. This is how the Bill Gates would do. This is how the Warren Buffett would do. All of them, they would look at the EBITDA. How's my EBITDA behaving? If your EBITDA is rising every day, you can have comfortable sleep. And the moment you have your EBITDA decreasing, you will start having sleepless nights. Are you with me? And this is what happens. So that is what is EBITDA. We'll discuss more about it also. Now EBITDA में से आप क्या करिए? EBITDA में से आप माइनस करिए depreciation and आप माइनस करिए amortization. अब ये दोनों क्या चीजें मैं आपको बताता हूं, but before that let's understand. So EBITDA minus depreciation, let's say depreciation is 50 for the sake of example, amortization is also 50 for the sake of example. So what you have in your hand is now 400. This 400 is amortization. amortization. Now what you have in your hand is known as EBIT, earning before interest and tax. Are you with me? No French, no German, it's very simple. EBIT, earning before interest and tax. और आपको मेमोराइज करने की जरूरत नहीं है। इस फिगर को EBIT क्यों बोलते हैं? इस फिगर को EBIT इसलिए बोलते हैं क्योंकि इसमें से आपको अभी इंटरेस्ट माइनस करना है, इसमें से आपको अभी टैक्स माइनस करना है, एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज नोन एज EBIT, अर्निंग बिफोर इंटरेस्ट एंड टैक्स। इसको ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट भी बोलते हैं। दिस इज ऑल्सो नोन एज ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट, राइट। अब एबिट में से आप क्या माइनस करेंगे? एबिट में से आप माइनस करेंगे इंटरेस्ट। आप उसको इंटरेस्ट कहिए, आप उसको फाइनेंस कॉस्ट कहिए, दोनों का मतलब एक ही है, राइट। तो जब आप when you look at the financial statements of different companies, somebody would write interest, somebody would write the finance cost, but both mean the same thing. अब आपने इंटरेस्ट माइनस कर दिया, let's say interest is 100, let's say interest is 10 rupees, and why I'm saying 10 purposely because आपका इंटरेस्ट जितना कम हो उतना अच्छा है। In your business, you must have the interest component as less as possible. What you are left with is 390. 390 is known as EBT. I'm sure you will understand it automatically. EBT will mean everybody. EBT is earning before taxes. अब इसमें से क्या माइनस करेंगे? आप इसमें से माइनस करेंगे टैक्स, एंड लेट्स से आपने 90 रुपीज का टैक्स माइनस कर दिया, बचा 300. This 300 is known as EAT. EAT is what? Earning after tax. तो EAT का मतलब क्या होता है? EAT का मतलब है EAT. EAT का मतलब है अगर ये फिगर आपका पॉजिटिव है, then you can eat in your business, otherwise you can't. So that is the meaning of EAT, right? So that's this is your profit and loss statement. अब मैडम मुझे बताइए, do you have to be a chartered accountant for learning this? Do you have to be an MBA for understanding this? Absolutely not. And अगर आपको लगता हो कि आपको ये चीज मालूम नहीं है, तो let us test it. All of you, don't look in your notebook में मत देखिए, look into my eyes, all of you. Be with me. Sales minus, everybody, sales minus material cost, very good. And further minus? Fantastic. What you get in your hand is? Gross profit. Gross profit is also known as? Gross margin or? Fantastic. Gross profit में से क्या मैनेज करेंगे? SG&A, right? SG&A, selling general and administrative expenses. What you get in your hand is? EBITDA is also known as? Cash operating profit. EBITDA में से क्या मैनेज करोगे? Depreciation and amortization, right? And what you get in your hand is? EBIT. EBIT में से क्या मैनेज करोगे? इंटरेस्ट. क्या बचेगा आपके हाथ में? EBT में से क्या मैनेज करोगे? टैक्स. क्या बचेगा आपके हाथ में? EAT का क्या मतलब है? If this figure is positive, you can eat in your business, otherwise keep working hard. And this is, friends, is your simple financial statement. This is your profitability statement. And believe me, and I'm sure all of you would agree with me, कि ये समझने के लिए 2 साल MBA में खराब करने की जरूरत नहीं है. And you know, remember exactly what I did. We were discussing, and we realized that, and by the way, I'm an MBA. I did my MBA from Symbiosis long time back. Spent 2 years. Not only I am MBA, I am double MBA. I did also 1 year further. I realized that to become good in finance for a businessman, spending 2 years and doing MBA and paying a fees of 15-20 lakh is not a good decision. Is not a prudent business decision. What you really need to do is you need to do a focused study of relevant 12 topics that will make sure that you become everything that you need to know is available to you in that 12 days program, and that is what we worked on it, and we have created 12 days program which covers every aspect that you need of finance. Fantastic. All right, so let's come back. अब आपको मालूम है कि सेल्स क्या है. अच्छा, बाय द वे, ये सेल्स को टॉप लाइन भी कहते हैं. You know why did they call it top line? They call it top line, no rocket science. Sales figure is also referred as top line simply because this figure is on the top of the statement, nothing else. और कोई कारण नहीं. So somebody asking you how is your top line, what he is asking you is how is your sales. And why you call it top line? You call it top line because this is the line which is on the top of the statement. EAT is also known as bottom line. And again the same logic. Why you call it bottom line? You call it bottom line because this line is coming in the bottom of the statement. And this is, friends, is your profitability. But it's not enough. Knowledge that you cannot put to use is of no use. Right? So it's good to know what is gross profit. It's good to know what is EBITDA. It's good to know what is EAT. But you should be able to use it in your business for the purpose of decision making. अब हम वो करेंगे, एक केस स्टडी करेंगे साथ में मिलके और देखेंगे कि हम ये नॉलेज का इस्तेमाल कैसे कर पाते हैं डिसीजन लेने के लिए. And remember, our objective behind learning all this is not to become accountant. Our objective behind learning this is to ensure that the people who are doing the job of accounting with us, they do a good job, right? So you should be able to guide them, and that is what we will do. But before that, I will answer the question that sir had. Sir, I'm sure your question must have been answered. So if you are not a manufacturing company, obviously you will not have the material cost. Obviously you will not have the manufacturing cost, right? So the question of the gross profit will not come in your case, but you will definitely have the SG&A. So what you will do is, in your case, from the income, you directly minus the SG&A and straight away come to the figure of gross, the figure of the EBITDA. So that is what you can do.
Depreciation is what you have.
Yeah.
Again, it's related to manufacturing
Correct.
entities, and that is in the higher numbers.
No, depreciation is not necessarily related only with a manufacturing company. Depreciation is a cost that will happen to any business which is using some assets.
Yes.
So even if a trading company, right, it will have the building, computer, office equipments, furniture. So on that you will be charging depreciation. So in that case, even in case of a trading company, depreciation will come. Even in case of a service company, depreciation will come. Even in case of R&D company, depreciation will come. Even in case of not say any company which is developing technology, depreciation will come. Because all of them would be using some asset or the other. Yeah. So does it answer your question or?
Yes. You can
Please.
come back again.
Sure, please.
Just come back again on that. Manufacturing cost and manufacturing expenses are not part of this.
Correct.
Obviously, gross profit will not be
Not relevant actually.
But then we have the technical expertise, which has been expenditure for us, which is hired on additional level.
Correct.
That is minus from the sales.
That's part of your SG&A.
Okay.
That's part of your SG&A. This is selling, general and administration expenses.
Okay.
Right? So, अगर आप technology you are hiring people, normally you will pay them the salary.
Correct.
So that will be part of the salary. If you are not paying them salary, you are paying them consultancy. Again, in part of your administration expenses. So it will be all clubbed together here. So the sequence will remain same for all kinds of companies across the globe, irrespective of the geography. The only thing is some components may be extra, some components may be missing. Yes, ma'am.
SG&A is salaries and all that.
Everything. Selling, general and administrative expenses. So salary that you pay is part of your administration cost. आपका प्रोडक्ट को सेल करने के लिए, वेयरहाउसिंग के लिए, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए, मार्केटिंग के लिए इज पार्ट ऑफ योर सेलिंग एक्सपेंसेस. सो जनरल में बाकी सारा आ जाएगा. सो ऑल दैट विल बी पार्ट ऑफ योर SG&A here. Right. Now I'll come to the amortization, all of you. So will somebody like to tell me as to how do you differentiate between the depreciation? I'm sure there must be someone who will definitely know as to how do you differentiate between the depreciation and amortization. Anyone? Yeah, sir, please.
So depreciation will be on the assets you have, and amortization will be maybe on your own capital or borrowed capital.
Okay, very good, very good. What else? How do you differentiate between the amortization, sir? Would you like to answer?
Sir,
Yeah, ma'am.
going further, actually, I want to ask one question. According to sir's question.
Okay.
So you are saying sales minus directly their people's cost, salary cost.
Right, right.
Okay. So it will come EBITDA.
It will become EBITDA.
Okay, but if we are a product company and technology side,
Right.
so we are developing products. So
Right.
for development, it will take suppose 2 years.
Right.
So till that 2 years,
Correct.
we will get revenue after 2 years.
Right.
Okay, so till that 2 years,
Yeah.
whatever investment we are doing is only related to manpower investment.
Very good.
90% investment is on only manpower.
Very good.
So it will come under a sales minus this figure, or that amount we will capitalize as IP.
Absolutely.
as a
So you will
investment.
capitalize that as an IP. I think this. Please go give her a big round of applause. Very good question. And this question is also going to help us answer the difference between the depreciation and amortization. Her question is that unka company is a product development company, and hum log we will understand it very well. Any product that you develop it sometimes can be a long process. It might take 1 or 2, 3, 4 years. So how do you do the accounting? So 2, 3, 4 साल जब आप उस प्रोडक्ट को डेवलप कर रहे हो तो the cost is being incurred. So the cost that is being incurred, where do you take it actually? So our question is, do you take as the material cost or the manufacturing expenses or the SG&A? The answer is you do not take them anywhere in those 3 lines. So what you do is all the cost that you're incurring on the product development cost, it will keep on coming in your balance sheet as an asset item. Intangible asset under development. Are you with me? तो ये जो आपने खर्चा कर दिया 4 साल में, समझो आपने 5 करोड़ का खर्चा कर दिया ये प्रोडक्ट को डेवलप करने के लिए. अभी प्रोडक्ट डेवलप हुआ नहीं है, काम चालू है उसके ऊपर. तो जब तक आप काम करते रहेंगे आप उसको you will keep on showing in your balance sheet as intangible asset under development. आज ये साल में 19-20 में समझो वो प्रोडक्ट डेवलप होके तैयार हो गया, राइट, एंड आपने टोटल बना के 6 करोड़ का खर्चा किया. सो व्हाट यू डू इज नाउ दिस 6 करोड़ that you have spent on the development of this product, it is your capital asset. Are you with me?
Yeah.
It's your capital asset because this product is going to give you benefit over the years. So you will show it in your balance sheet as a capital item, intangible asset, and you will be amortizing that intangible asset over his expected useful life. So suppose you आपने product develop किया, the management of the company in consultation with the technical people are of the opinion that this product is going to be useful for next 5 years. The cost that you have incurred, all of you please do not hesitate to interrupt me. So the cost that you incurred is 6 crore, and you expect this product to give you benefit for next 5 years. So what you will do is you will amortize this 6 crore over 5 years. So 1.2 crore, 1.2 crore, 1.2 crore, 1.2 crore, 1.2 crore. For next 5 years, you will be showing as part of the amortization 1.2 crore, and this is how you will do the accounting of it actually. I hope it answers your
You are
question.
saying we have to book that expenses as a fixed asset.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. But
Correct.
after that you are saying you have
Keep
to
on writing
transfer in capital side.
Correct, that's right.
So in balance sheet we have to transfer in capital side after completion of product development.
No, जब वो डेवलप हो रहा है तब भी आपकी बैलेंस शीट में वो कैपिटल एसेट करके आएगा. प्लीज पे अटेंशन. द ओनली डिफरेंस इज 2 साल तक जब वो प्रोडक्ट डेवलप हो रहा है द टाइटल विल बी इंटेंजिबल एसेट अंडर डेवलपमेंट, और तीसरे साल में जब वो प्रोडक्ट तैयार हो गया, दैट मींस नाउ योर पीपल हैव कम टू द कंक्लूजन नाउ द प्रोडक्ट इज फुल्ली डेवलप्ड, can be commercially used, can be used for the monetization. That means now this product is ready, you can start selling it or licensing it for generating revenue. जिस साल में ऐसा होगा उस साल में will change the nomenclature. Instead of writing capital intangible asset under development, वो उसके बजाय आप लिखेंगे intangible asset, whatever it may be, and that's it. So पहले भी वो कैपिटल एसेट करके बैलेंस शीट में था, अभी भी कैपिटल एसेट करके बैलेंस शीट में रहेगा. Now that you have started commercializing it, you will start amortizing it every year. So अभी 6 करोड़ में से ये साल में 1.2 करोड़ कम हो जाएगा, अगले साल में 4.8 करोड़ में से 1.2 करोड़ कम हो जाएगा, and this is how you will keep on doing it until it becomes zero.
Should we include electricity, telephone and other expenses?
अगर वो सारे खर्चे आप उसके लिए कर रहे हो तो बिल्कुल करो.
So So कंपनी का बैलेंस शीट फिर नेगेटिव में दिखेगा नहीं ना,
क्यों?